Morning, everyone. We're going to let everyone else kind of trickle in before we start today. Hello, everyone. This is Marie Shores, a Senior Client Services Consultant here at Foundant, and I'd like to welcome you to the webinar and thank you for joining us today. We appreciate the time you've carved out from your day to be here with us at Fundamental Training Webinar on Cash Management in CommunitySuite. We will be recording the webinar, so if you missed something or would like to review anything, it will be posted to YouTube. You will also receive an email with a link to the recording within 24 hours. A post-webinar survey will pop up automatically as you exit the webinar today. This fundamental webinar series was developed based on your feedback. We review each survey, and we'd greatly appreciate if you would share your thoughts, ideas, or concerns in the survey after today's webinar has concluded. For the webinar today, we are using Zoom. We are providing live closed captioning on today's webinar. These are automatic captions and may not capture our presenters' words with 100% accuracy. You may hide or edit your settings by clicking on the closed caption icon. We will not be using the raise your hand or chat features today. So please type your questions in the Q&A box, and we will either type responses or answer them live. Any questions entered into the Q&A box today will be posted along with the answers on the Compass post for today's webinar. Compass is our online social networking platform, and I'll be dropping a link to the post for this webinar for your convenience. Zoom provides several viewing options during the webinar. Interacting with the two vertical bars between the presentation and presenters will allow you to size up or down the presenter images. You can also navigate to view options to explore other options. These types of webinars are just one way that the client success team here at Foundant is working to ensure that all clients continue to be successful as we lean into our mission of maximizing the impact of the philanthropic community. To learn more about how you can connect with our success team, just click the blue question mark icon at the bottom of any of your Foundant sites and select the Success Team tab. Today, you will be receiving training from Amanda Poole and I. We are very excited to talk with you about cash management today. With that, I'll hand it over to Amanda to go over the learning objectives for today's session and review key terms and resources.
Thank you, Marie. I appreciate that introduction. Welcome, everybody, and happy Valentine's Day. Our objectives for today's session include the reviewing of cash management functionality, run cash management balance swaps, and understand the relationship between cash management and revenue share. Our key terms for today's webinar include cash management, functionality that recommends movements of money based on investment strategies and other cash management settings at the fund and account level. Balance swaps, system-suggested movements of money based on how a fund is defined and where its money is currently invested or held. Revenue share. CommunitySuite allows foundations that manage funds and investment pools to share investment income, gains, losses, and fees on a quarterly, monthly, and yearly basis. Other resources for this webinar include our Foundant course End of Period. We, of course, have various support hub articles, as well as our Compass community. I would like to start off this particular webinar with a poll question. And I'd like to learn, how often do you process cash management balance swaps at your foundation? Do you process them daily, weekly, once a month, 2 to 3 times per month, or you've never heard of it? Marie, what do you think the strong answer will be here?
I'm hoping for at least weekly.
Me too. All right, our polls are coming in. Thank you all for casting your votes. We appreciate that. Marie, it looks like your guess is going to be the winner. We do have some that have never heard of it, so I'm really glad that you are here joining us for today's webinar. All right, so it looks like daily 6%, we've got weekly at 39%, once a month at 28%, 2 to 3 times per month at 16%, and 11% at never heard of it. Those are pretty amazing results. I'm really glad that everyone cast their votes there. And those folks that have never heard of it are here to join us for today's webinar. I will get ready to share my screen and we will jump right into our webinar here. All right. Our first learning objective is to review the cash management functionality. This is the recommended movement of money based on investment strategies and involves 4 main components: accounts, investment strategies, manage cash, and funds. First, we'll talk about the accounts. Default checking accounts and investment asset accounts are both involved in cash management. Let's take a look at our money market account settings. Here we've enabled our manage cash, which we know is one of our components. We've defined our investment strategies, and the following funds listed here have identified this money market account as its default checking account. Let's talk about our next component, investment strategies. The investment strategies are used to assign investment accounts to funds, and it also defines where a fund's money should live in the real world. Let's take a look at a couple of investment strategies for our money market account. Here we have our money market investment strategy, where we have 2 funds that have been assigned to this particular investment strategy. With this strategy, it indicates 100% of the fund's money should live in the money market account. Let's come back and take a look at one more, our stable value. In the stable value example, 90% of the fund's money should exist in the money market account and the remaining 10% in the fixed return investment account. We can see the funds below have been assigned to this investment strategy. If an investment strategy has multiple accounts, as this one does, then donations coming in and grants going out will reflect the same percentages. Let's take a look at creating our own investment strategy.
Amanda, I did
Yes.
have someone request if you could zoom in just a touch more.
Sure.
Perfect.
How does that look? Does that look
Excellent.
better?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, to create an investment strategy, let's go into our accounts, investment strategies, and we will select to create. We'll just call this webinar 214. Now that we've named our investment strategy, let's add a couple of accounts to it. I've just added our money market account, but I'd like to make this a multi-account investment strategy, so I'll add another one. C-Suite will default 100% to the first account that you've indicated in your investment strategy. So in order to edit our percentages, we'll come into edit and we'll update our percentages here. I'd like 80% in the money market and 20% in the ELF investment account. Now that we've created an investment strategy, we need to add funds to it, which is also one of our components to our cash management. I'm going to come in and just go ahead and add this Appleseed Family Fund to this investment strategy. and I'll select Save. If we wanted to bulk edit our funds investment strategies, we can do so by going into our bulk edit funds. I can scroll down to my cash management section and I can update my investment strategy here. We'll switch that back to the Vanguard pool. Now that we've created our investment strategy, so far in our webinar, we've learned of the 4 components of cash management: accounts, investment strategies, manage cash, and funds. We've reviewed our cash management components at the account level, so let's take a look at the cash management components at our fund level. Here in our fund record, we'll scroll down to our cash management section of our record here. We have managed cash enabled, we've defined our investment strategy, and we've mapped our checking account here. Let's take a look at this Vanguard pool investment strategy. Here we see the list of funds that have been designated to this investment strategy, and we can see that 100% of the assets are to live in this Vanguard investment asset account. Looking back here, we can see that we're mapped to our money market account here. Now that we've reviewed our cash management settings at the fund level, let's look at our cash balancing fund by selecting on cash management. We can get there from either funds or accounts. We can see that we're in the fund section of our C-suite, and we're in our cash balancing fund here. On our left menu, we can list our funds, we could transfer money, we can edit our cash balancing fund. As you see, I took the Z out of my name. You may have yours in the system as Z cash balancing. We can also run our balance swaps. And here in account transfers, we can see all of our cash management history here for this cash balancing fund. This is the list of all of our physical transfers that we've made, which is a physical movement of money from the bank level. And down here, we have the history of our balance swaps. If you'd like to take a look at one of your physical transfers, here we come to our history here. You can select into either the ID or to see the transactions on the general ledger, we can come over here to our transaction ID. Let me pop back over to where we need to be here. Our cash balancing fund shows all of the assets in their managed cash balances, as well as the total GL balance. We can see our GL balance here is reflected on the GL there. The amount identified in the balance column is directly related to the default checking accounts selected at the fund level. We'll look at our money market account once again, just so we can see where those funds are listed. Here are the list of funds that have designated the money market account as its default checking. When we're looking at our money market account, we can scroll down to the bottom of our assets here. We can see the balances reflected here. In objective number 1, we've covered the cash management functionality, which is the recommended movement of money based on investment strategies and other cash management settings at the fund and account level. We've also reviewed our 4 main components of cash management: accounts, investment strategies, manage cash, and funds. Before we move forward to actually run our balance swap, Marie, how are things going over there in Q&A?
Everything's going great so far. I don't have any questions for you right now.
Great. Okay. All right. So we'll just move forward. In our objective number 2, this includes the cash management balance swap review. So let's first analyze the system's suggested balance swaps. I'll run my balance swap by selecting this on my left menu, and I'm presented with a summary of potential swaps. Here in our columns, we can see all of our eligible funds. We can see the recommended swap amount, C-suite recommends that we're moving money from this account in this column to this account here. This again will make the connection back to our investment strategy momentarily. Here we have an AP column for any upcoming accounts payable. And in our checking column, we have got, if we are represented by a positive number in this checking column, it means there's a surplus of money in this fund. If the amount is negative, it means that fund is owed money. Our next column is our track spend. If this has been enabled at the fund level, you will see this here reflected here, as well as the minimum checking balance. Let's just take a look at what that looks like here in Broward. We can see the spendable balance is indicated here under our restrictions. And when we scroll to our cash management section, we can see the $2,500 there. Many of you may have an SP column here for scholarships payable. I like to disable that from my view, and I'll take you all to go show you how to remove that from your balance swaps if you would like. From our scholarship settings, we are going to disable the scholarship swaps here. When we hover over, if we remove the scholarships, if we check this box, we're going to remove the scholarships column from the balance swaps. So in order to do so, just make sure that box is checked and then you're ready to go. But again, I'm not really a fan of having that SP column here on my balance swap page. Now we're ready to analyze the system suggested balance swaps. And this is where our fund specific recommendations are being made. Our Appleseed Family Fund is suggesting it swap the $48.25 from the money market to the Vanguard pool. This is going to put the fund's money in alignment with its investment strategy. Let's go ahead and right click on our Appleseed Fund, and we can make that connection between the recommended cash management movement and our cash management settings. We see here that our managed cash is enabled, our investment strategy is Vanguard, and the checking account is money market. Popping back over to our swaps, we can see that that is reflected here. We know that the system is suggesting the movement of 100% of money, as that is the investment strategy for our Vanguard pool. Let's take a closer look. In our Vanguard pool, we can see that 100% of the funds are supposed to live in the Vanguard pool. When we scroll down to the assets portion of our Appleseed Fund, we can see the money market reflected here with the $48.25 balance. Now we could initiate a transfer from here, but we're not going to do that. We'll save this for an example and use it later in the webinar. On our left menu, let's see here. Let's go ahead and go back to our cash management. On our left menu, we can add a filter here. If you'd like to filter by fund, from account, or to account, you have that option here as well, and you can also change the date. Let's go ahead and agree to process all of these swaps with the exception of the Appleseed Fund, as we're going to use them for an example later. This is not a physical transfer of money at the bank level. Swaps are merely aligning the funds with their investment strategy. Once we select on our swap checked balances, we're going to be redirected, let's see here, back to our cash balancing fund. Now we can decide whether or not we would like to move money and make a real physical movement of money at the bank level. Swaps can sometimes take a moment, so I like to refresh my screen until I see that completed. Let's see here. Let's do this one more time. It may not have run. Let's try this again. Nope, I'm just being impatient. Up to this point, we've run and evaluated our balance swaps. Now we're kind of ready to look at transfers. But before we do that, Marie, how are things going over in Q&A? Do you have anything happening over there?
Let me see. I do have a question. Let me see. Does a fund only get its revenue share portion based on when the balance swap happened? They did give an example. For an example, if a donation to a fund of 500,000 happened on January 1st, but the balance swap from checking to the portfolio for that fund didn't happen until January 31st, if they're doing it monthly, does that fund get revenue share based on January 1, the gift date, or 1/31, the balance swap date? And that would be that they would get it based on the balance swap date, not on the date it came in. That's why we do recommend doing your balance swaps frequently.
Absolutely. And we'll talk more about that connection between balance swaps and revenue share here momentarily.
I also have one question of, can you process balance swaps with an as of date versus today's date? So I don't know if you want to go back into those and show that, or because you do have
Sure.
that ability.
Yeah.
Well, you're waiting, so.
Yeah, sure. In our balance swaps, we can always change the date. You don't have to swap it as of today's date. So you can change your date here, or you can update the date down here in your swap date, correct, Marie?
Yes, and the next, there was a follow-up question of, can you backdate the swap? And yes, Amanda just showed you can backdate that. So you could either change date to see what balance swaps were suggested as of that day, or say the one suggested as of today, I want to happen on a prior date.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's correct. So those are great questions. Thank you all for your engagement. We appreciate you. Now that we've run our balance swaps here, we've completed 35 swaps. We're going to want to evaluate whether or not we now want to move money between accounts. Our balance column here is the net of all the swaps that we've processed. You're going to use positive balance to satisfy negative ones. If the amounts are small and under a predetermined threshold, you could skip the real world bank transfers. They aren't always necessary. Our total column, again, is always going to be the reflection of the total GL balance. If you're using Stripe, you are never going to transfer from this holding account. This account is the holding account for all incoming donations. This is for only those clients using Stripe. When Stripe pays, the integration creates an entry in C-Suite that's going to credit the positive balance by the amount they paid and then debit the payment processing account. Since we're evaluating our transfers, I would like to go ahead and use some of our positive amounts here to satisfy this negative amount here and bring that to a 0. So we'll go into a couple of transfer examples here. I'm going to select to transfer first this 58,000. And I know I want to put it into the annuity pool. Occasionally, you may want to open this up into another window and kind of move it to the side so you can see, but I know I'm going to want to move it into that annuity 150 account there. So to transfer, we're in our fund. We're going to transfer to our annuity pool account. We're going to transfer as of today. I like to be as descriptive as possible. So this is transfer post balance swap to 1423. I want to transfer the entire amount here, so I'm just going to copy that and bring it down into our amount. If I were not able to say, call my bank and initiate a transfer that way, or do it electronically via the web, if I needed to create a check for this transfer, I could check this box here. Now our transfer is posted and we've been redirected back to that entry here. So let's head over and let's go to our cash management. And we will see now our amounts are reflected and we have changed. So our annuity pool stable value has been zeroed out, and we can see that our annuity pool is, we're making progress on bringing that to a 0 balance. Let's go ahead and just complete that by doing one more transfer. So here we know we're selecting the annuity pool. My transfer date is today. You all know I like to be as descriptive as possible. And the amount, 12,500. Again, don't need to check the box. I'm going to make an electronic transfer. And our transfer is posted here. Let's head back over to our balance swap. We will refresh this page in cash management, and we can see now that our annuity pool is at a $0 amount. Now that we've recorded physical transfers at the bank level, let's run cash management one more time to see if we have any remaining funds that may not be in alignment with their investment strategy. So we'll go ahead and select to run our balance swaps. And we know we've got the Appleseed fund that we've saved for another example. I would like to transfer and show you how you can transfer within a fund. In our Appleseed fund, I'm going to scroll down to my assets portion of my fund record. Here I can see the money market suggestion of movement of money for $48.25 into our Vanguard pool. I'm going to go ahead and transfer this. We're in our transfer between accounts. I'd like that in the Vanguard pool, and my transfer date is today. And my amount is $48.25. Now, this amount may be too small to initiate an actual real-world transfer, but I just wanted to show you how it's possible. Now that we're back on our fund record, let's go ahead and refresh our screen so that you can see now in our assets portion that 100% of this fund's money is living in the Vanguard pool. We've now put all of our funds in alignment with their investment strategies. Let's head back over here and refresh this screen. And now you can see that our Appleseed fund is gone, as it is no longer a suggestion because we have put that in full alignment with its investment strategy. C-Suite can also transfer money from one fund to another by way of an inter-fund transfer. This functionality transfers ownership of a dollar amount within one bank account from one fund to another. This will not be reflected on your statement or in your bank recon. We'll come back and pick on the Appleseed fund one more time. To transfer and make an inter-fund transfer, the system automatically defaults you to making a transfer between accounts. I'm going to go ahead and select to switch to an inter-fund transfer. Now I'm transferring from one fund to another via one account. We'll transfer to our Bobcat Preserve. We're going to transfer the date today. We'll make a description there, and then we're going to transfer 5,000. All right, we have just transferred 5,000 over there, and now let's refresh, and we should see that our balance has now been reduced by that $5,000. In our objective number 2, we learned how to analyze and run cash management balance swaps. We recorded real-world transfers at the bank level, and we created an inter-fund transfer, which is the movement of money from one fund to another. Before we shift gears to talk about revenue share, Marie, do we have anything over there in Q&A?
I have, do inter-fund transfers show up on fund statements?
That's a good question, Marie.
They do. Inter-fund transfers are going to show up on a fund statement. For the fund giving the inter-fund transfer, they will have a distribution. For the fund receiving, they're on their fund statement actually going to have a negative distribution, as the inter-fund transfers use one expense account for both sides, since there is not an actual revenue or expense to the foundation.
Great, great. Does anybody else have any other questions about that?
Let's see. Explain that. Had a question of, do we need to transfer money in C-suite?
If you're making a transfer at the bank level, if you've moved money from, say, checking into one of your asset pools so that money can start earning, then yes. If it's going to be reflected on your bank statement, the answer will always be yes. You'll need to make that record and that transaction in C-suite so that when you go to reconcile your bank accounts, you'll see that there. It's better to do it through the transfer than rather just doing like a journal entry. Great, those are great questions. Do we have any more, Marie, before we move forward?
I don't have any for live at the moment.
Okay, great.
Go ahead.
All right, our objective number 3 is to understand the relationship between cash management and revenue share. When we enable cash management at the account level, we're giving C-suite permission to include this account in balance swaps and revenue share. We can see this relationship noted here when we hover over our question mark. This must be enabled in order for the account to participate in balance swaps and revenue share. In order to run revenue share, investment accounts must have an assigned vendor and manage cash must be enabled. Here we have our vendor assigned, and we do indeed have our manage cash enabled. C-suite allows foundations that manage funds and investment pools to share income, gains, losses, and fees on a monthly, quarterly, and yearly basis. Revenue share can be run for both statement vouchers and/or traditional vouchers. Being that we can run revenue share for both statement vouchers and/or traditional vouchers, let's go take a look at our vouchers bucket. In our paid bucket, we're going to see all the history of all of our items that have made it through accounts payable. We can also filter this to see just our statement vouchers. If I wanted to look at my statement voucher history, I can come here and apply that filter to this report. And now I'm seeing just all the revenue share activity that has been booked into C-suite. Let's take a look at what one of these looks like here. Here we have a statement voucher that was entered for this account for the statement activity for the month of August. If you'd like, you can see the transaction ID on the GL here. So here is what a typical statement voucher will look like there. Revenue share identifies the fund and their percentage with a specific investment and banking account, then calculates the average daily balance for each day instead of only once per month. Reconciling your accounts prior to running revenue share is not required, but we strongly recommend it. Running balance swaps more frequently will help the fund maintain a more accurate daily balance, as this has a direct impact on the revenue share calculations. Let's go ahead and run a revenue share together. We can see our last revenue share was run in July, so we'll run our revenue share for the month of August. C-suite defaults to an average daily balance allocation over a month's time. If your foundation allocates earnings and expenses based on just the month end, then you'll want to change the start date to match the end date. I'm going to keep it as the full month so we can see our average daily balance. Please remember that only those accounts that have a vendor defined and manage cash enabled will be included in this revenue share. Our revenue share job has been created. And here we have, let's give it a moment. It is creating. Sometimes I become too impatient and I just sit here and repeatedly refresh the screen annoyingly. So our revenue shares are unposted at this time. Let's go ahead and post all of our revenue share. Once our revenue shares are posted, I'd like to show you one of our audit reports. Our audit detail reports are amazing as they show our average daily balance. Once you pull up your revenue share here on our left menu, we can see our audit details. Here we can see all the funds associated with this investment account. We have our percentages as well as our average daily balance calculations. So far, we've reviewed the revenue share functionality in C-Suite. We've noted the connection between cash management and that managed cash and revenue share, and we've posted our revenue share for August. Before we shift gears to discuss more about the relationship between cash management and revenue share, Marie, do we have any questions?
I don't have any for live right now.
Okay, great. All right. From our key terms, we know that the cash management functionality is the recommended movements of money based on investment strategies and other cash management settings at the fund and account level. We know that revenue share is the allocation of investment income, gains, losses, and fees on a monthly, quarterly, and yearly basis. The relationship between cash management and revenue share is important. Running cash management directly impacts the revenue share calculation for each fund. Swaps ensure that the funds are receiving the right revenue share as it's putting the money in alignment with its investment strategy. This is why it's recommended to run cash management balance swaps as often as possible to ensure the balances are kept up to date for when the revenue share is run. At the minimum, we encourage running cash management balance swaps prior to running your revenue share. It's important to note that funds can be excluded from revenue share by enabling a setting at the fund level. Let's pop into a fund and we will take a look at that setting. I'd like to edit this fund, and scrolling down to our cash management settings, I can either exclude this fund from the revenue share, or I can give its allocation to another fund. I'm really partial, but I think cash management is one of the best functionalities in C-Suite. It takes some investment initially on your part at the foundation to ensure the settings at the fund and account level are complete. That hard work pays off, though, when the system runs those calculations for you seamlessly for both balance swaps and revenue share. This is really where C-Suite can do all of that heavy lifting for you. That's all I've got, Marie. Do we have any questions over there in chat?
Yes, I have a question of, do you recommend setting up funds with average daily balance? So when you were doing the revenue share, whether you're doing an average daily balance or 1 day at a time.
Yeah, what would you say, Marie? What would be your best advice there?
Yes, I generally prefer the average daily balance, as that is going to, help average out those highs and lows rather than just using the balance as of a specific date.
Absolutely. I agree. I think it's also important, to note the connection between the transferring of money after the balance swaps. So, transferring the money is going to put it in alignment with the investment strategy and also put your money in the account where it should be earning. Especially if you're receiving a large donation at the beginning of the month, do you really want to wait to transfer that until the end?
Right. We had a question on, should the managed cash setting be turned on for the Stripe account? If so, why? I definitely recommend always turning that on for the Stripe account, as that will make those account transfers run automatically for you.
Yes, agreed. And just remember that we're never going to transfer from that holding account. That's one we talked about, satisfying our negative balances. Let's see, in our cash management, we talked about using our positive balances to satisfy our negatives. However, you're just never going to transfer anything from Stripe, as it always will just take care of itself.
I additionally often recommend to clients that they bank reconcile their Stripe account just to make sure all is good, because then if you have any things that do get off, you're able to catch those ahead of time.
For sure. And that's why, it's really recommended to run your bank recon and finish your bank recons before running your revenue share.
Yes.
So ideally, you're entering statement vouchers first, then you're, reconciling your bank accounts, moving along to your cash management piece, and then your revenue shares.
Yes. So I do have a question of, can you explain why you can do weekly balance swaps, but not necessarily move the physical money every week if the amount is small? And then
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'll give you the next one after you answer that one. So.
Okay, sure. And I think, every foundation's different, Marie. One of your favorite sayings is, if you know one foundation, you know one foundation. So, some foundations will not transfer if it's under a certain threshold. So in our example today, we transferred a measly $48.25 to put it in alignment with its investment strategy. But it's really up to you and to define, is there a certain dollar amount where I'm always going to transfer? Really, that's for you to help evaluate at your foundation and how often do you want to make those transfers. I would always say follow-up transfers post balance swaps, because it's putting just really everything in alignment. And then you're just following it up and making sure that's done at the bank level.
Yeah. And I generally will say, I look at this page and determine what is a material amount to me to physically move. If you don't need to physically move it, when you're doing your regular balance swaps, that's going to help tell you and give you those indications of that material amount when you really need to physically move money in the real world.
Absolutely. These are great questions. Thank you for all your engagement.
One last question we can answer. Is there a reason why the cash balancing fund asset screen does not allow you to change the date, but the balance swap screen does? So when we go into balance swaps, it's suggesting what is suggested as a balance swap as of, and then we can utilize that change date on our left-hand side to determine, what date we want them suggested as of. However, the cash balancing is always as of today. At this point, that's how CommunitySuite is set up. I guess.
Right. I would say that this is the cash balancing fund is always going to show you, like, we've just changed our date. So we're bringing everything back to 1/1. So if I come into my balance swaps, I initially changed my date to 1/1/23. When I update my page and I come back to my fund, and I go back to my fund, I can see now my date has changed up at the top. So now I'm not running this cash balancing fund as of today. I've got it running as of 1/1. So now that's giving me a different evaluation of my numbers as of that date. Great question.
So let me see. I did have one question come in. We'll answer this last one and then wrap up. Since you can't make bank transfers in the past, why would you ever want to run balance swap at a past date? I often tell foundations to do their balance swaps every Friday. However, if you're out on Friday and you come back in the next week, you may want to go set it to see what was suggested as of Friday, and then do those swaps as of that date. So we are going to wrap up. Thank you, Amanda, so much. A post-webinar survey will pop up automatically as you exit. Please provide feedback for us. Continue the conversation in Compass. Any questions we didn't get to today will be addressed in the Compass post.
Thank you all for joining us today, and happy Valentine's Day. I know I'm ready to collect my mom tax on my children's Valentine's candy today.
Great. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.